In racing, debt is a currency that rarely depreciates. For drivers fighting their way up the NASCAR ladder, a single dirty move can hang over their heads for years, just waiting for the perfect moment of collection. So when Corey Heim and Carson Hocevar tangled on the track, the collective roar from the stock car world wasn't just about a standard racing incident. Every single fan and pundit immediately flashed back to November 2023 at Phoenix Raceway, and everyone asked the same exact question: was this finally payback? To understand the tension, you have to go back to that 2023 Truck Championship race at Phoenix. Corey Heim entered the finale as the overwhelming favorite to win the championship. He'd been the class of the field all season long in the number 11 Tricon Racing Toyota. Carson Hocevar was also in the championship 4, but he was known for a very different style. Incredible raw speed, mixed with erratic, hyper-aggressive driving. With just over 30 laps to go, Heim was executing a flawless championship run. He was well ahead of his title rivals. Hocevar, who was on older tires, began to slip back and was driving on pure desperation. As they entered turn 2, Hocevar drove it way too deep in the corner. He miscalculated the gap and slammed squarely into the left rear quarter panel of Heim's truck. The contact sent Heim spinning straight into the wall. Just like that, his championship hopes were over. Now, Hocevar was visually distraught after the race. He openly admitted to making a mistake over the radio, telling his team, "I just messed up." But in the garage, an apology doesn't fix a torn up race truck. And it definitely doesn't replace a stolen championship trophy. Heim's post-race comments that night were laced with a cold, calculated frustration. He didn't forget. Fast forward to the next big matchup. The dynamic had completely shifted. Hocevar had already been promoted to the Cup Series, while Heim biding his time making select starts across NASCAR's top divisions. But when the inevitable wreck finally happened, the details screamed intentional. First, we have to think about this scenario. Drivers rarely retaliate when they have everything to lose. This strike happened when the stakes perfectly favored the payback move, far enough removed from a championship race to avoid NASCAR penalties, but prominent enough to send a clear message. And second, look at the execution. This wasn't some subtle racing rub. It was a definitive square on the bumper entry that sent Hocevar spinning. NASCAR has always operated on an unwritten driver's code. Modern drivers are heavily monitored by data metrics and SMT software, meaning NASCAR can easily spot unnatural throttle and steering inputs that imply deliberate wrecking. Because of that, drivers have become absolute masters at making intentional payback look like a routine racing incident. Heim is widely regarded as one of the most mature, calculated young drivers in the sport. He isn't a hothead that reacts with a burst of anger. Wrecking Hocevar was not an emotional outburst. It felt more like the closing of a ledger. For Hocevar, this serves as a stark reminder. The aggressive moves you make on your way up the racing ladder leave long-lasting footprints. In NASCAR, if you take away someone's championship, you might just spend the rest of your career checking your rearview mirror.